Hey guys, what's up? Today's topic is expansion of brackets. Okay, we have seen so much times brackets used in our expressions and equations. Uh, in this, we know that if we go to by the mass rule, it means that first of all we have to solve the brackets, then indices, then division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Okay. But here, what is the expansion of bracket means? Here, you can see I have here this expression 5 brackets y plus 2. Okay, 5 brackets y plus 2, and if there is nothing between the brackets, or we can say between 5 and those brackets, it means that it is multiplication. So it means that 5 is going to multiply with y plus 2. Okay, so if we go to the by the mass rule, we know that first of all we have to solve the brackets, or we can say first of all we have to solve the inside of the brackets. Okay, but now you can see actually here we have we can say here we have unknown values. Okay, here we have variable numbers. Okay, so here we can't solve it. You can see y plus 2. Okay, we don't know the value of y, so how can I add 2 into y? Okay, how can I add y into 2? So it is not possible. Okay, so here what does this mean? Expansion means that here we have to multiply the number which is present outside by each of the number which is each of the term. Okay, each of the term present inside the bracket. Okay, this means that the term present on the outside, which is 5 here, it is going to multiply by each of the term present inside the bracket, this y and this 2 also. Clear? Okay, first of all, here I have to tell you that here plus sign and minus sign will separate the terms. Okay, or I can say that it will distinguish between the terms. Okay, here it means that here we have y and here we have a plus sign, and then we have to, what does this mean? This means that here y is the first term and this is our second term, and they are going to be separated by this plus sign, or we can say a minus sign could be here. But let's say here we have multiplication or division. Let's say here we have 2y. Okay, 2y means 2 multiplied by y. Okay, or we can say here we have y over 5. Okay, y divided by 5. What does this mean? This means that here, let's say here we have 2 in the brackets, and here we have also 2 in the brackets. Okay, this is our first. Okay, this is our second one. Okay, so here we have 2 and here we have brackets. Okay, and here 2 is going to multiply by the terms present inside the brackets. Okay, so how many terms are present inside the bracket in this? Okay, okay, you might be thinking that there are 2 terms, 2 and this y, but actually there is only 1 term present inside the bracket. How? Okay, let's say here we have our term inside the bracket, which is 2y. So you can see here we have multiplication, we have nothing. It means that here we have multiplication. Okay, here we can say that our next term is started from here, just like that. Here we can say that it is our first term and it is our second term if plus or minus sign is present between the terms. Okay, then we can say these are distinct terms. But here if we have multiplication or division between the 2 terms, we will consider them as a single term, just like this one. Here we have 2 multiplied by y, so actually this is only a single term we have. So 2 is going to multiply by 2y, or I can write it just like this one. Okay, here I can just remove the brackets and just here I write a multiplication sign. So 2 is going to multiply by 2y. Okay, and how to multiply 2 by 2y, I will tell you here in a minute. Okay, so first of all it is important to understand this, that here if we have multiplication, so actually we have no distinct terms, this is only a single term, and in the division also. Okay, actually this 5 is going to multiply by 2 over 5. Okay, so this is only a single term, this is only a single term. Okay, this one. Okay, but you can see here, if we have addition and subtraction just like this one, y plus 2. So here actually, here this is our first term y and this is our second term 2, because here we have a plus sign between these two. So plus sign is will distinguish, or we can say will separate the terms. Clear? Okay, I hope you are understanding this. So now here we have here we have y and here we have 2 in our brackets, and the number present outside the bracket, it is going to multiply by each of the number, or we can say each of the term. Okay, each of the term present inside the brackets. It means that 5 is going to multiply by y, and it is also going to multiply by this 2. Okay, so let's see. Here we have 5 is going to multiply by y. Actually, I am expanding the brackets now. Clear? 5 is going to multiply by y, and also 5 is going to multiply by 2. Okay, clear? 5 multiplied by y and 5 multiplied by 2, just like this one. And now what I will write here, what operation I will write here. Actually, you can see here we have a plus sign. Okay, here we have a plus sign. So what does this mean? This means that, and here we have a plus 5 also. Okay, plus 5 is going to multiply by a positive of y, and plus 5 is going to multiply by positive of 2. It means that here I will write a positive sign y, because you can see here we have a plus sign. Okay, or we can say here plus y. Okay, I can say that here plus y is going to multiply by positive 2. Okay, positive of 5 is going to multiply by positive of 2. Similarly, here we have a positive of 5, and it is going to multiply by positive of y. Okay, you can also write it like this one. Okay, I hope you will be clear from it. So here positive of y, I can write it like this one. Okay, positive of y is going to multiply by this positive of y. Positive of 5 is going to multiply by positive of y. Okay, so now here we have a we can say a constant number, and here we have a variable. Okay, so to multiply a constant and a variable number, how we can multiply it? We can just write it as 5y. Okay, how 5y? Actually 5y means that 5 is going to multiply with y, so I can write 5 multiplied by y as 5y. Okay, so here if I write the answer of this one, here we have 5 multiplied by y is equal to 5y. Here we have a plus sign, and this 5 is going to multiply by 2, or we can say positive of 2. So 5 2s are 10. Okay, here we have 10. So actually, after expansion of this bracket, after our expression is 5y plus 10, or we can say this is 5, this is y, so it is going to be 5y. This is a 5, this is 2, so 5 2s are 10, it will be going here 10. Okay, so 5y plus 10. Clear? So this is called the expansion. I hope you are getting this, and you will be more clear here if we go for the questions. So let's see our question. Our first part is 10. It is going to multiply by 5x plus 3. Okay, 5x plus 3. What does this mean? This means that here positive of 10 is going to multiply with positive of 5x. Okay, positive of 10 is going to multiply with positive of 5x, and here plus here. Okay, plus this plus sign as it is, and positive of 10, it is going to multiply with 3. Okay, sorry, multiply here. Okay, how you can understand it? That here this positive of 10 is going to multiply by this positive this 5x. Okay, this 5x, and if I write this positive sign as it is, and if I ignore this positive sign, so this 10 is going to multiply by 3. Okay, so I have it in here 3. Clear? Okay, so now let's multiply. So first of all, I will write this positive sign, and we know 10 3s are 30, so I will write here 30. And now how to solve this one? Okay, so here you can see, here we have a variable, sorry, a constant number, and here we have 5x. okay, here we have 5x. Okay, so we know what the meaning of 5x. 5x means here 5 is going to multiply by x. Okay, 5 is going to multiply by x, and here we have a 10 in the multiplication, this one. So here you can see, here we have two constants which are multiplying, and a variable is also multiplying with it. So what we can do, here you can see, so here we will just multiply the constant, because here we have multiplication. Okay, we will just multiply the constant numbers, and we will write the variable, okay, with it. So actually 5 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 5 will be equal to 50. Okay, 50, and this x as it is. Okay, I can write it like this one, or I can just write it as 50x. Clear? I'm going to multiply this constant by this constant. I will write this one, this variable, with it. Clear? So 10 multiplied by 5x will be equal to 50x. Clear? 50x. Okay, I hope you are getting it. Okay, so now let's see our next part. Here it is negative of 5, and it is going to multiply by 7x minus 4. Okay, now you have to understand this. In the previous questions, actually there is a positive number which is going to multiply. Okay, but in this we have a negative number. Okay, in this we have a negative number. So let's say here actually a negative of 5 is going to multiply with 7x. Okay, you're getting my point. Here this time negative number, which is negative 5, it is going to multiply by this 7, and if I write this 4 as this minus sign as it is, if I write this minus sign as it is, so again we have a negative of 5, it is going to multiply by 4. Okay, you can understand like this way, that if I write this minus sign as it is, and here minus 5 is only going to multiply by 4. Okay, so you will get the same results. Okay, so if you consider that this minus sign is going to multiply by this 4, and if I write this minus sign as it is, or we can say actually this minus sign is going to multiply by this negative of 4, but in that case I will write here a positive sign. Okay, so you can do this way. Okay, you can understand it like that. Here I will write this minus sign as it is, and this negative of 5 is going to multiply by 4 only. Clear? Okay, so now what we will do, here we have a negative of 5. Okay, it is going to multiply by 7x. Okay, and here, okay, now what we do, here we have, you can see this negative sign and this negative sign. Okay, actually you can see here this negative sign is going to multiply by this negative sign. How? We have 4 in multiplication with 5, actually a negative 5. Okay, and after it, actually you can see these are in brackets, so I can say that these are multiplying by this negative sign. Okay, so as we know that a negative sign will invert the signs. Okay, so minus 5 multiplied by 4, minus 5 will multiply by 4, so it will answer me minus 20. Okay, if I just multiply minus 5 by 4. Clear? So after multiplying it, I will write this minus sign as it is. Okay, this minus sign as it is, and here minus 5 by 4 will be equal to minus 20. Okay, so actually this minus sign is going to multiply by this minus sign. Okay, so minus minus, you know that minus minus, these are multiplying, so minus minus will be equal to plus. Okay, so let me write this one first. Okay, so minus minus will be equal to plus. It means that here instead of negative 20 there are two negative signs, so it will be a positive of 20 here. You are getting my point? Here it will be a positive of 20, because minus minus will be equal to plus. Clear? Now here we have a minus of 5. Okay, minus of 5 and positive of 7 and this x. Okay, so 7 5s are 35, and actually it will be a negative of 35. Okay, why? Because here we have negative of 5. Okay, negative of 5 multiplied by positive of 7, or I can say minus sign and a plus sign. So minus plus will be equal to minus, or we can say opposite signs in multiplication or division, it will be minus. Okay, opposite signs in multiplication it will be minus, and same signs in multiplication it will be plus. So negative of 35, and here we have x. Clear? So our answer of this one is negative of 35 plus 20. Okay, negative of 35x plus 20. Okay, clear? Okay, now let's see our next part. Part C is this negative of 1.5 is going to multiply by 6y minus 4. Okay, so the concept is same, that this negative of 1.5 it is going to multiply by this positive of 6y, or we can say this 6y. Okay, and here if I write this negative sign as it is, okay, so actually this negative of 1.5 it is going to multiply by 4. Okay, just clear? Now here we have y 1.5 multiplied by 6. Okay, so 1.5 multiplied by 6, we know that it is 9. Okay, 1.5 multiplied by 6 is equal to 9, and here actually we have a negative 9. Why negative 9? Because here we have a negative 1.5 and a positive 6, so minus plus will be equal to minus, and this y as it is. Okay, now you can see here we have minus and minus. Okay, minus minus will be equal to plus. Okay, and this actually 1.5 multiplied by 4, it will be equal to 6. Okay, clear? It will be equal to 6. Okay, or if we multiply this negative of 1.5 by 4 first, okay, so it will be negative of 6, and this negative sign as it is, this negative sign as it is, so minus minus will be equal to plus. Clear? I hope you are getting this because it is easy. Clear? Now here we have a 11, it is going to multiply by 5x minus 2y. Okay, 5x minus 2y. Now again here we have a positive of 11, and now it is going to multiply by 5x, and this minus sign as it is, this minus sign as it is, and here 11 is again going to multiply with 2y. Okay, so 11 5s are, we know that 55, and this x as it is, and now we have only one negative sign here, so here I can write here a negative sign, and 11 2s are 22, and this y as it is. Okay, that's an easy part we have. So 11 is going to multiply by 5x and minus sign as it is, and 11 going to multiply by 2y. Okay, so 55 minus 22, sorry, 55x minus 22y. Clear? Okay, now let's see our next part. Here we have a negative of 3, it is going to multiply by 3i in a bracket. Okay, minus 4j plus 7k. Okay, now we have here, how many terms we have here? You can see here we have this negative sign and this positive sign. Okay, what does this mean? This means that here there are 3 terms, this one, and this one. Okay, why 3 terms? Because this is our first term, and it is going to be separated by second term by this negative sign, and this is our next term, and it is going to be separated from the next term, which is this one, by this positive sign, or we can say plus and negative sign will separate the terms. Clear? So that's why we have 3 terms here. It means that this 3y, sorry, this negative of 3y, okay, this negative of 3y, it is going to multiply by 3i. Okay, this negative of 3y, it is this negative of 3 only, it is going to multiply with 3i, and if I write this negative sign as it is, okay, so this negative 3 again, it is going to multiply with 4j. Okay, and if I write this positive sign as it is, and this negative of 3 again going to multiply by 7k. You're getting my point? this negative 3 and this 3i, this negative sign as it is, this negative 3 and this 4j, okay, this positive sign as it is, this negative 3 and this 7k. Clear? Okay, I hope you are getting my point. So now we have negative of 3 and a positive of 3. Okay, negative and a positive sign, it will give me a negative sign. So 3 3s are 9, okay, negative sign, and we can say minus 9i, okay, because here we have I, here I will write I. Okay, now here we have a minus minus, so it will be equal to plus, okay, plus how much? 3 4s are 12, 3 is going to multiply by 4 here, and j as it is. Clear? And here we have plus minus, it will be equal to minus, okay, plus minus, it will be equal to minus. So it will be equal to 7 3s are 21, okay, and k as it is. Clear? So that's the answer of our part E. Clear? Now here we have our next part, part F. Okay, here this negative of 6, it is going to 6x, okay, negative of 6x, it is going to multiply by 2x square minus 6y square minus z. Okay, so let's see. Okay, here we have actually a negative 6x, okay, it is going to multiply with 2x square, this negative sign as it is, and this negative of 6 again, 6x, it is going to multiply with 6y square. Okay, if there is nothing, I will consider here a multiplication sign. Clear? And this negative sign as it is. Okay, I will write here now this negative sign as it is, and here negative of 6x again, this negative of 6x again, it is going to multiply with this z. Clear? Okay, or I can also write brackets here. Okay, clear? Alright, now here negative and positive, it will be equal to negative. Okay, I hope you know this, because here I have taught a lot of times in the previous videos that here we know that in multiplication negative positive will be equal to negative, negative negative, or positive positive will be equal to positive in multiplication or division. Okay, clear? So we have negative positive, it will be equal to negative, and 6 2s are 12. Okay, 6 2s are 12. Okay, now here we can see here we have x here, and it is going to multiply by a square of x. Okay, it is going to multiply by a square of x. Okay, I have told you this thing also, that here we will go for this rule, that here we have same basis. Okay, let's see this one. This is the number we have, and here's the power of it, or we can see here we have 5 raised to power 12. 5 raised to power 12. Okay, this 12 is called the index or power. Okay, this 12 is called the index or power, we can say, and this 5, it is called the base of it. Okay, it is the base. Okay, so let me revise you that here if the bases are same in multiplication, okay, I am talking about the multiplication. In multiplication, if the bases are same, so we can just add the powers. Okay, if the bases are same, you can see here we have x and here we have x again, so bases are same actually here. Okay, so what we can do, we can just add the powers of them by writing base one time. So I will write here x once, and what I will do, here we have nothing in the power, so I will consider here 1. So I will add the powers 1 plus 2, so here it will be equal to x raised to power 3. Okay, clear? Are you getting this point? Okay, so now actually 6 2s are 12, and this x and x square, these are going to multiply, so it will answer me x cube. Okay, this x cube, so I can write here x cube instead of x and x square. Clear? Now this you can see here we have negative and negative. Okay, negative and negative, it will be equal to positive. Clear? Okay, now if we talk about the constant, here 6 is going to multiply by 6, it will be equal to 36. Clear? And now let's talk about the variables. Here x is going to multiply by y square. Okay, x is going to multiply by y square. Now you can see this time we don't have same basis, and we also know and here we have just we can say multiply the constants earlier here. Okay, just here. So now we are only left with variables. Now in this case what we can do, we can just multiply by constants, or I can say that I can write this as x y square. X y square means that here x is going to multiply by y square, which is our this term. Okay, which is our same thing, this one. Okay, so I can write here x square multiplied by y square as xy square, and we have already multiplied the constant numbers, so I can write here xy square. Okay, xy square instead of x multiplied by y square. Clear? Okay. Okay, now you can see in the last part here, minus sign and this minus sign. Okay, minus sign and this minus sign, it will be equal to a positive sign. And here we have only one constant, which is 6, so I will write here 6 alone. Okay, or 6 as it is, I can say. And in our variable part we have x, it is going to multiply by z. Okay, so I can write it as xz. Okay, or you can write it as zx. Okay, zx, because we know that 5 multiplied by 2, or we can say 2 multiplied by 5, both of them will give me answer of 10. So it's our choice whether we can write it as xy or xz or zx. Clear? So I can write here xz. Clear? Okay, so that's the answer of our part F. Okay, I hope you are getting aware of it. I hope you are understanding it, because it is not a too tough concept, it is an easy concept. Here, now let's move towards our next part. Okay, here we have a 2. Okay, here we have a negative 4x and negative 10. Okay, so now this time you can see that here you know that here a negative sign and positive sign will separate the terms. So you can see here we have a negative sign. It means that this is a term we have. Okay, and this is our next term. Okay, and this is our next term. Okay, this is our next term. Okay, so now what we can do here, I will separate this term here. I will write here 2. Okay, and now what I can do here, actually this is our second term, so it means that here, okay, so negative of 4 is going to multiply by this bracket. Okay, here because this is a negative sign with 4. Okay, so I will not consider that here if 4 is going to multiply by this bracket only. Okay, we can consider that 4 is going to multiply by bracket, not a negative 4, but here in this case our procedure will be some different. Okay, so let me use that procedure. Okay, so I said that here this is our second term. Okay, so if we solve this second term, it means that here now this time if I write this negative sign as it is. Okay, so if I solve this second term, okay, so I will use here a rectangular bracket so that it will be more clear to you. Okay, so this negative sign, I will write this negative sign as it is, and now if I am only going to multiply 4 by x and 4 by 10, okay, and negative 10 we can see, so 4 multiplied by x will be equal to 4x. Okay, I can say 4 multiplied by x, this negative sign as it is, and this 4 is again going to multiply by 10. Clear? So 4x minus 4 tens are 40. Clear? Okay, now what? Now I have said that the signs are going to multiply also. Okay, what does this mean? This means that here we have our brackets. Okay, it means that this sign is going to multiply by each of the term present in our brackets also. Okay, as the constants and variables are going to multiply, so this sign, or we can say signs, are also going to multiply with the brackets, or we can say with the terms present inside a bracket. So if I write this 2 as it is, and this sign is going to multiply by this one and this one, because here we have two terms. So minus plus, okay, because here we have a positive of 4x, so minus plus will be equal to a minus, okay, minus plus will be equal to 8 minus, and I will write this 4x as it is because here we have no constant and variable here. Clear? You're getting it? Minus plus will be equal to minus and 4x as it is. Now this minus sign is going to multiply by this, we can say minus 40, okay, this minus sign is going to multiply by this minus 40, okay, so minus minus will be equal to plus, okay, will be equal to plus, and we have no constant and variable, so I will write here 40 as it is. Clear? These two as it is, minus plus minus 4x as it is, minus minus plus 40 as it is. Okay, now it is our not the answer, but we have solved the brackets. So now how to simplify it? Here you can see here we have 40 and here we have 2, so we can say here we have constant numbers. Okay, so we can add or subtract, or we can say multiply the constant numbers, so we can simplify it. So if I write this negative of 4x as it is, okay, and this 2, okay, and this 40, because you can see here we have a positive of 2 and positive of 40 here, so we know that here if we have positive signs, actually I have told you before in the previous videos, let me review it, that here if we have same signs, okay, in multiplication, sorry, in subtraction or addition, okay, in subtraction or addition, if we have same signs, so we are going to add it, we are going to add both of it. So 20 plus 2 plus 40 will be equal to 42, okay, and we will use the sign which is present with the greater number. 40 is a greater number, so this positive sign belongs to this 40, so I will write a positive of 42. Clear? Let's suppose here we have negative 2 and negative 40, so say signs are same, we are going to add it, so it will be equal to 42, but now this time we will use the sign which is present on our with our large number, which is 40, which is a negative sign, so I will write here negative of 42. Clear? Actually I have told you all this before in the previous videos, okay, so that's why I'm not going in depth of it, because this is our topic, not this addition and subtraction. Okay, so this is our final answer. Clear? After adding 2 and 40. Okay, I hope you're getting it. Clear? Now let's solve our next part, part H. Okay, here we have 12. It is going to multiply by 5x minus 2 minus 5x and 7 minus x minus 7 and minus 3x squared. Okay, so first of all we can separate the terms. Okay, this term, this is our first term, because here we have a negative sign, so it will separate the terms. This is our second term, because here we have also a negative sign, and this is we have our third term. Clear? So now here if I multiply this 12 by 5x and this negative sign as it is, and this 12 again by 2, 12 by 5x, this negative sign as it is, and 12 by 2. Clear? So now this is our first term, and I will separate the first term by writing here this negative sign. Alright, now 5x is going to multiply with x and this negative sign as it is, and this 5x is again going to multiply by this 7. Okay, clear? Okay, and this is our second term we have. Okay, and I will separate it by writing this negative sign here. Okay, and this we have 3x squared. I will write this one as it is, because here we have no operation to perform. Clear? Okay, now what we can do, okay, here in our next part, okay, in our next step, 12 multiplied by 5x, or we can say we can multiply the constant numbers. 12 5s are 60, and this x as it is, and this negative sign as it is. 12 2s are 24. Okay, this is our first term. Okay, now this is our negative sign, and here 5x. Okay, we have only one constant term, so I will write a constant term here, and here x is going to multiply by x. Bases are the same, we can add the powers. I can write it as x square. Okay, I have told you all this before in the previous videos, that the bases are same, so we can add the powers, or we can say if it is division, we can subtract the powers. Okay, I have told you all this in the previous videos. Clear? Because here we have multiplication, that's why we have added the powers, and also because here we have same basis. Alright, so here we have a negative sign, and 5 multiplied by 7 will be equal to 35, and this x as it is. Clear? And this negative of, or we can say minus, and 3x square as it is. Clear? Okay, now I have said that signs are also going to multiply with the brackets. Okay, so if I write the first term 60x minus 24 as it is, okay, or we can say we can just remove the brackets now. Okay, because here now we are expanding the brackets. Okay, if we just multiply the signs, so we can exclude, or we can say we can remove our brackets. Okay, because here we have a positive sign. Okay, a positive sign before the first bracket. So positive sign, it will we can say create no change in it, or we can say it will create no change in the signs. So that's why I have just opened this bracket, okay, by writing the numbers as it is. But this time this negative sign is going to multiply by this 5x square, and also this negative of 35x. So if I multiply this minus sign with this one, so minus plus will be equal to minus, and this 5x square as it is. Okay, minus plus will be equal to minus, so 5x square as it is. Okay, and minus will be equal to plus, and this 35x as it is, because here we have no constant values and variables to solve, so we have only to solve the those signs. So we have just changed the signs, because negative will invert the signs, and we will write our terms as it is. Okay, now this is negative also, it means that here we have a positive of 3x square we have, so it will be equal to a negative of 3x square. Okay, or we can say minus plus will be equal to minus. Clear? Okay, now we have solved the brackets, but it is not in the simplest form. So here you can see here we have terms x square, and here we have x square also, and here we have some terms with x and x. Okay, these one. Okay, x. Okay, these are the x square terms, and these are the x terms, and here we have a term, or we can say a constant number. Okay, this one. Okay, here we have a constant number also. So what we can do, we can we can add or subtract the like terms. Like terms mean that have the same variable. Here our variable is x square, here our variable is x square. Okay, so we can add or subtract the like terms. Okay, so if it means that here, if I solve this negative of 5x square and this negative of 3x square, okay, so I can solve this one. And if I solve also this positive, because here we have nothing, it means that here we have a positive of 60x. So if I solve this positive of 60x and this positive of 35x, okay, actually the sign present on the left side of a number will belong to that number, so that's why I'm saying that here we have a negative of 3x square, here we have a positive of 35x. Clear? Okay, and if I write this negative of 24 as it is, okay, now you can see here we have two same signs. It means that here we are going to add it, but this time after adding it we will write a sign which is with the greater number. So greater number is 5, so I will write minus sign, because minus sign is with 5, and same signs are same. I will going to add it. 5 plus 3 is equal to 8, and x square as it is. Okay, or we can say we can calculate the constant numbers and we can write the variable of it. Okay, And similarly here we have positive positive, so I will write a positive here. These are going to add, signs are same, these are going to add, and these are both are positive, so I write a positive sign. Or we can say 60 is our greatest number and it has a positive sign, so I will write a positive sign in this. So 60 plus 35, it will be equal to 95 here, and this x as it is, and this negative of 24 as it is. Clear? So that's our final answer of it. I hope you are getting this point. Okay, I can say it's a bit of lengthy, or we can say a bit difficult, but it's not too hard. Okay, so now let's solve our next part. Okay, our next part is part I. Alright, so here we have a square of x and plus 6x 2x minus 1 plus 3. First of all, let's distinguish between the terms. Here we have a plus sign, it means that this is our first term. And now this is our second term, it is started here. And here we have a plus sign, so it means that this is our second term. And here, this is our third term. Okay, you are getting it, because minus and plus sign will distinguish the terms, will separate the terms. Okay, so if I write this x squared as it is, because here we don't have any brackets to solve. Okay, now if I write this positive sign as it is, and now if I just solve this bracket, it means that here 6x is going to multiply by 2x, and if I write this negative sign as it is, and this 6x is again going to multiply by 1. Clear? And this plus sign and this 3 as it is. Clear? Okay, so now and use this is equal to signs, because actually this is our next step, so we will show it with this is equal to sign. Clear? Alright, and here we have plus sign. I will write this plus sign as it is. So 6 2s are 12, and x multiplied by x will be equal to 2x. Okay, sorry, x squared, not 2x, x squared. 6 2s are 12, x are x squared. Clear? This negative sign as it is, 6 multiplied by 1 is equal to 6, and this x as it is, brackets closed, and here we have a 3. Clear? Okay, or I can remove this bracket. Why? Because here we have only one term to solve. Clear? Okay, now here we have to open the brackets. So for this we know that here sign is also going to multiply with it. Okay, sign is also going to multiply with it. So if I write x squared here, okay, so you can see here we have a positive sign. So positive sign will have no effect on our terms. Okay, we know that negative sign will invert the signs. Okay, will invert the signs, but here a positive sign will not invert the sign. Okay, it has no effect on it. So plus plus, I can say it will be a plus 12x squared. Plus minus will be equal to minus, and this 6x as it is, and if I write this 3 also, it will be just like this one. So you can see here we have a positive of 12x squared, so it is also positive of 12x squared. If we have a negative of 6x, so it is negative of 6x. So you can say that here this plus sign will have no effect on it, so we can just remove the brackets also from here. Clear? Okay, now if we solve it, if we add or subtract the like terms, here we have x squared, here we have also x squared, 1x squared. Okay, if we have nothing, it means that it is 1. So 1x squared plus 12x squared, it will be equal to 13x squared, and this 6x as it is, negative of 6x as it is, and this positive of 3. Okay, so we have solved this one in our lowest form. Clear? Now let's see our next part. What is it? Here our part J is 20xy minus 6x 2y minus 1 plus 10x. Clear? Okay, now first distinguish between the terms. Here this is our first term, this is our second term. Let me write the brackets bigger. and this is our third term. Clear? Now what we can do, we have to solve this one because in these two we have no brackets to solve. So I can write this 20xy as it is. It means that 20 is going to multiply by x and y. Now if I write this negative sign as it is, okay, this bracket, big bracket, okay, so this 6x is going to multiply by 2y, and this negative sign as it is, and this 6x again, it is going to multiply by 1, and this bracket goes, and here we have a positive of 10x. Okay, and why I'm not writing here brackets, because here we have only one term. Okay, so we can write the brackets. Okay, but we can remove the brackets. Clear? Now if I write, here we have is equal to sign. If I write this 20xy as it is, and my sign over 6 multiplied by 2 is equal to 12. Okay, now xy, okay, x multiplied by y, I can write it as xy. Okay, I have told you. Okay, xy it can be written as xy, so I can write here 12xy. Clear? And this negative sign as it is, 6 ones are 6 and x as it is. Okay, brackets close, and here we have 10x. Clear? Okay, now if I write this 20xy, and now this negative sign is going to multiply by each of the terms present inside, or we can say it will invert the signs of the terms present inside that bracket. Here we have a positive, here we have a positive of xy, so it will be a negative of xy, 12xy. Clear? Here we have a negative of 6x, so it will be a positive of 6x, because here we have negative sign outside the bracket. So now we can remove the brackets, and I can write this 10x as it is. Okay, now we can add or subtract the like terms. You can see here we have x, here we have x, here we have xy, here we have also xy. Okay, the we can say the variables are same, xy, x and x. So we can add or subtract the like terms. First of all, plus 6x plus 10x, it will be equal to plus 16x. Okay, here we have 20xy minus, okay, 12xy. Okay, both have different signs, so we are going to take the difference of it. So 20 minus 12 will be equal to 8, and xy as it is. Now which sign I am going to use here? I will use the sign which is with the greater number. 20 is a greater number, so it has positive sign, so I will write here positive of xy. Clear? Okay, so we have solved it. So that's our answer of part J. Now if we talk about the part K, let's see. Okay, here we have 14m, it is going to multiply by a minus 2 minus 12a to m minus 4. Okay, so now let's see what is the term, how many terms we have here. 1 and 2. Okay, because here we have our first term, here we have our second term, because here we have a negative sign. Clear? So that's why we have two terms here. So now first of all, let's solve this one. This 14m, it is going to multiply by a, and if I write this negative sign as it is, and this 14 of m is also going to multiply by 2. Okay, brackets, and now this negative sign as it is, and let me write this one here. This 12a, it is going to multiply by this 2m. Okay, 12a multiplied by 2m, and this negative sign as it is. And if I write here this 12a, okay, and it is going to multiply by 4. Okay, it is just like this one. Okay, now let's see. 14, here we have only one constant, so I will write it as it is. am, or we can say ma. Okay, it's the same. Actually, m is going to multiply by a, or we can say a is going to multiply by m. So I can write it as ma or am. Okay, so I will write it as am. Why am? Because we usually prefer to write it in ascending order. We can say a will come before m, so I can write a before m. and it is not necessary, it is not a rule. Okay, it's just our choice. Minus sign as it is, 14 multiplied by 2 is equal to 28. Okay, 28 here, and here we have only m, so I can write here m, brackets here, this negative sign here. So 12 2s are 24. Okay, a multiplied by m will be equal to am, or we can say ma. This negative sign as it is, 12 4s are 48, and here we have a, so here we have actually 48a. Clear? Now here we have this one. Okay, first of all, here we have a positive sign, you can see, so I can just write it as it is, because positive sign will have no effect on it, so I can remove the bracket also. And now, but here we have a negative sign, so this negative sign will invert the signs of this bracket. Here we have a positive of 24 am, so it will be a negative of 24 am. Here we have a negative of 48a, so it will be a positive of 48a. Clear? So now we can add or subtract the like terms. Here we have am, here we have am. Clear? Both of them have different signs, so we will go for a subtraction. Okay, so it means that here we have 24 and here we have 14. I can subtract 14 from 24. It will be equal to 10. Okay, 10 am. Okay, and now what's the sign we are going to use here? You can see here we have 24 and here we have 14. 24 is a greater number and it has a negative sign, so we will use the sign which is present with the greater number, which is a negative sign. So I will use here negative, or we can say our answer after subtraction will be equal to negative of 10 am. Clear? And now you can see here we have 48a and this negative of 28 am, so I can write this as it is, because now we can't add or subtract it because the variables are different. Okay, so it is just like this one. Clear? Negative of 10 am. Okay, it is m plus 48a, and this is negative of 28 am. Clear? So I hope you are understanding it. Okay, this might be a little bit tough concept here in this, but if you practice this, okay, so you will get more aware of it. Okay, it will be easy for you. So that is for this video, expansion of brackets.
Access the entire Mathematics Demystified course at learneasy.us.